Hey, David, quick question. Which shade of white do you prefer for the wedding invitations? I've narrowed it down to pearl or ivory.
Does it matter? They're both white.
Actually, I'd really love your input. The designer showed me how they catch light differently. Pearl has this little subtle shimmer, while ivory has a warmer tone.
Just pick whatever.
Well, yes, the designer said the shade sets the tone for the whole wedding theme. Could you just take a quick look?
Whatever you think is fine. You're good at these things.
I know I can choose, but I want us to decide together. This is our first big wedding decision.
We're making this more complicated than it needs to be.
It would mean a lot if you could help decide. This is our wedding, after all.
You're overthinking it. Just pick one.
I've been doing most of the planning alone. Could you just at least look at these samples?
Fine, show me.
Thank you. I'm sending photos now.
Still waiting.
Speaking of decisions, what do you think about these dress options? Which one would suit me best?
Huh? Did you send something? I haven't seen anything.
They're right there in our chat. Could you refresh maybe?
Nothing's shown up.
David, I literally just sent them. Could you please look? We need to choose a dress for this weekend's appointment.
Sorry, been swamped with work. Too busy to check photos.
I took time off work to look at these dresses. Could you just spare 5 minutes?
Can't you ask your friends?
I want my future husband's opinion. These photos shouldn't take more than a minute to look at.
I trust your judgment.
It's just 3 photos. Could you look when you have a moment?
Oh, is the appointment this weekend?
Yes, I've mentioned it several times. I even put it in our shared calendar.
I thought that was next month.
No, it's definitely this weekend. I confirmed with you last week.
Oh shoot, I have a client at dinner this weekend. Can't make the appointment.
You're canceling again? This is the 3rd time.
Business comes first. You'll understand.
Another absence. You've missed the last 2 appointments as well. Last week it was a business emergency. The week before was a mandatory training.
What can I do? It's work. You know how it is in sales.
I'm starting to wonder if you even want to be involved in this wedding.
Of course I do. I'm just busy.
I'm in sales too, David, and despite being temporarily transferred to another state, I still make time to come to every appointment. This is our wedding. We should be working on it together.
You're better at this stuff anyway.
That's not the point. Remember our engagement dinner?
What about it?
Remember when we first got engaged? You said you wanted to be involved in every detail.
That was different. I didn't realize how busy work would get.
Different how? Work has always been busy.
Look, can we talk about this later?
I understand being busy, but this feels like you're avoiding the planning entirely.
Of course I'll help when I can. But when I can't, I can't. Don't be so childish. You're 38 for crying out loud.
What does my age have to do with wanting to plan our wedding together?
You're acting like a bridezilla.
Excuse me? What does my age have to do with wanting my fiancé involved in our wedding planning?
Look, just handle the appointments and preparations by yourself. Like I said before, I don't have any special requests for the wedding. Just decide everything however you want.
But I want us to create these memories together.
You're being too emotional about this.
That sounds so lonely. The wedding planner specifically said couples should attend appointments together whenever possible.
That's for typical couples in their 20s. In our case, it's fine if you go alone. After all, the bride is an experienced woman in her late 30s.
So, because I'm not in my 20s, I don't deserve a proper wedding experience?
It's not what I meant.
I don't understand why you're being like this.
If you were a young, innocent girl in her 20s, I'd understand not being able to decide alone. Plus, wedding planning is super fun then. I want to go to appointments and flirt with my girlfriend. But you're pushing 40 now. You should be able to handle this efficiently on your own.
Is that how you see me? Just some old woman who should be grateful?
Don't twist my words.
but it still feels lonely. Even at my age, this is my first wedding. I want us to work together to create our perfect day. Remember when we first met at work? You said you loved how I put my whole heart into everything I do.
That was 2 years ago. Things changed.
What's changed exactly?
Everything. You, me, us.
Should you be more specific?
Jeez, you're persistent. You hate being alone that much. I'll ask my mom to help.
That wasn't what I was asking for at all.
What's wrong with my mom helping?
What? That's not what I meant at all.
She'll attend appointments in my place from now on. That way you won't be lonely. Starting this weekend, thanks in advance.
David, please don't do this. Your mother already... Sarah, I heard about everything from David. Apparently, you can't even handle wedding appointments on your own. My son called asking me to help you out. I never said I couldn't handle them. I was managing fine. Then why is my son getting involved? Karen, I can manage the appointments. I just believed this was something David and I should do together. You're being too demanding of my son. David is busy with work, yet you keep pressuring him. I hear you've been bombarding him with dress photos too. 3 photos is hardly bombarding anyone. Even 1 is too many if he's busy. It was only 3 photos. Even if he can't make the appointments, he should just be able to look at 3 images when he has time. He won't even do that much. I just want to wear a dress that will make him happy. As if he has time to look at dresses, and I doubt he cares what an old hag wears. Excuse me? That's completely uncalled for. What, can't handle the truth? Old hag? You heard me. Why are you acting surprised? Look in the mirror, and don't think I haven't noticed how you try to act younger than you are. I don't act any particular way, I'm just myself. Your self is too old for my son. I'm not acting anyway, I'm just being myself. Oh, a desperate woman trying to plan a young bride's wedding. Seriously, at your age, you can't even choose a dress by yourself. I don't know why my son is marrying such an indecisive person. At your age, anything you wear will look the same. You don't need to be so cruel about my age. I'm being kind by helping you at all. That's unnecessarily cruel. You're far too sensitive. I'm just being honest. You should be grateful my son even looked your way. I've been nothing but respectful to you, Karen. Respectful? You've been manipulating my son. I know you don't like me, but how long are you going to keep bringing up something I can't change, like my age? Will your snide remarks somehow make me 8 years younger? Don't you dare take that tone with me. How dare you talk back? Know your place. And what exactly is my place? Below me, below David. Always. My place. I'm trying my best more for his sake than my own. I want this to be the perfect wedding for him. That's why I'm working hard at the appointments alone. How can you be so cold to someone putting in that effort? Perfect for him or perfect for you? Shut up. Don't act high and mighty. You're just the bride. But you do have a point. I hate that an old woman like you is the bride. But the wedding will be a wonderful day for everyone to see my son as a groom. So, from now on, leave everything to me. What exactly are you suggesting? I'm taking over. All of it. What do you mean? I just contacted your wedding venue. I'll be taking charge of all future appointments. You did what? Without consulting me? I don't need your permission. You can't be serious. This is completely inappropriate. What's inappropriate is how you've been handling things. David asked me to attend appointments with you, but you'll just be in the way. Leave everything to me. This is still my wedding. Is it? Or is it my son's wedding? No way. This is our wedding. I can't be excluded from the planning. You already excluded yourself by being so difficult. You're currently working in another state, right? It must be difficult coming back just for appointments. I'm trying to help you as your mother-in-law. I've been managing the distance just fine. Clearly not, or David wouldn't have called me. I appreciate the thought, but this is still our wedding. Our. You mean my son's wedding. And don't talk back to me. Just shut up and provide the money. David told me you were paying for the entire wedding. Yes, because we agreed that was best. Because of what? Finish your sentence. Yes, because David's savings weren't what we expected. Well, that's about the only benefit of marrying an older woman, so I'll handle everything. You just take care of the payments. You can't just take over like this. Watch me. The venue already agreed to work with me. They agreed? Of course they did. I'm the mother of the groom. And don't even think about interfering. Just keep your credit card ready when I need it.
Hey, Sarah, tomorrow's finally the day. Thanks for handling all the wedding preparations.
Handling? I hardly did anything these past months.
Still, you paid for everything.
You're welcome, though I barely did anything. Your mother took charge of everything.
Mom can be overwhelming sometimes.
That's putting it mildly.
Must have been tough working with my mom.
You have no idea what these months have been like.
Well, it's almost over now.
You could say that.
Really? Thank you. Thanks to you, tomorrow will be a wonderful ceremony. So you can leave the rest to us. You can relax at home tomorrow.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I said.
What?
You really want me to spell it out? Tomorrow, I'll be marrying my girlfriend instead. You don't need to come. I decided to cancel our marriage and marry someone else.
Is this some kind of joke?
Not at all.
What are you talking about? Canceling our marriage? Who is this someone else?
You'll find out eventually anyway.
No. Tell me now. Who is she?
Well, actually, I've had a new girlfriend for about 6 months now. She's 20 years old. She joined our company and became my direct subordinate.
6 months? The entire time I was planning our wedding.
You weren't planning anything. Mom was.
She's not your girlfriend, she's just your affair partner? And a company junior at that? She's 10 years younger than you.
So what? We have an 8-year age gap too. That's practically 10 years.
That's completely different.
How is it different?
Well, when you put it that way. But still, how can you say this the day before our wedding?
Would you prefer I told you at the altar?
This isn't funny.
Come on, lighten up.
That's not the point. We just got legally married. How could you betray your new wife?
Wife is a strong word.
We signed the papers last month.
Can't help it. You're a 38-year-old hag after all.
You didn't think I was a hag when you proposed.
Well, I had my reasons then.
What?
Let's be honest, you were convenient. I tried to convince myself to go through with the marriage, but marrying an old hag was just too much. I heard older wives were convenient and easy, so I married you. But you weren't that convenient, and now you're useless.
You married me because you thought I'd be convenient?
Among other things.
What? That's why you married me.
Did you really think it was for love? You should be more grateful I even considered marrying an old hag like you.
After everything we've been through.
Through what? A few dates? Some wedding planning?
Excuse me?
The only good thing was your money. But you're so nagging. When I thought I could dump all the housework on you, you had to move away for work right after we got married. You're really a useless old hag.
So that's what this was all about.
Finally catching on?
So now you're marrying a younger girl? Don't mess with me. Stop looking down on me like this.
Wow, this hysterical behavior is so typical of old women. Or maybe it's menopause.
You've changed so much.
No, I just stopped pretending.
What did you say?
Anyway, don't come to tomorrow's wedding. The wedding with the old hag is canceled. You're no longer needed.
Actually, I think you should keep your plans for tomorrow.
What?
We're definitely having the wedding as planned.
Are you stupid? Did you listen to what I said? I'm marrying my young girlfriend, not you.
Oh, I heard everything perfectly.
Why are you being difficult?
I heard your story perfectly well, but actually, I was never planning to wear a dress tomorrow anyway.
Huh? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you knew about our affair. And you still humbly helped with our wedding preparations? Not bad for an old hag. You know your place.
You really don't understand what's coming, do you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Please enjoy tomorrow's wedding. We'll discuss the divorce details after the ceremony.
You're acting weird. Whatever. Just stay home tomorrow. What the hell, Sarah? My mother just arrived in a wedding dress.
Oh, did she? How does she look?
This isn't funny. What's going on?
Isn't this what you wanted? You gave her full control after all.
This isn't what I meant.
Oh, don't be too angry with Karen. She wanted to walk down the aisle with her son. That was your mother's wish.
This can't be happening. I have to walk down the aisle with my mother?
You're acting surprised. Didn't you check any of the wedding details?
Stop playing games.
I told you, didn't I? I was never planning to wear a dress. Karen was always going to be the one in the wedding dress.
This is insane. All the guests are staring.
Of course they are. It's not every day you see a mother-son wedding.
No. This makes no sense. Wedding dresses are for brides. Why is my mother wearing one?
You really should have attended some of those planning meetings. This is what happens when you ask Karen to handle the appointments. This is the result. Don't complain when you didn't even help with the planning.
You could have stopped this.
Could I? How? You asked Karen to attend appointments in your place, right? Then she declared, "I'll take charge of everything," and started making a fuss about how an old hag's dress looks the same no matter what. If she's wearing one, I might as well wear one too.
But you're the bride. You should have put your foot down.
Am I? I thought you were marrying your girlfriend today.
And you allowed that?
You made it very clear that Karen was in charge. Of course, I wanted to object at first, but you remained indifferent to our wedding, and I stopped caring enough to object.
You did this on purpose.
Did what? I just followed your instructions to let your mother handle everything.
What?
So I stopped attending appointments as Karen wished. The venue kept calling me with concerns, saying, "Are you sure this is okay? We're on the bride's side." But I politely declined and told them to let my mother-in-law do as she pleased.
You should have told me.
Like you told me about your girlfriend?
That's different. Nobody wanted to see my mom in a wedding dress.
Really? She seemed quite excited about it. I had a good laugh at you yesterday. You were thinking we had prepared the wedding for you? How could you be so naive?
What have you done?
Me. I was just there to pay the bills, apparently. Karen did everything else. But I'm grateful for your naivety. I hadn't noticed your affair at all, so thank you for revealing it yesterday. Thanks to that, I've gathered quite a bit of evidence in just half a day.
Evidence? What evidence?
Would you like the full list?
What?
I immediately contacted your company after that. They told me your work schedule for the past few months, which proved all those weekend client dinners were lies.
You had no right!
As your wife, I had every right.
What?
Quite a few people had noticed your relationship. Working overtime together when you weren't busy, disappearing together during lunch breaks. Everyone told me all sorts of things. Your coworkers are very kind.
They're lying.
Should I forward you the photos they sent?
No way. I thought we hidden it perfectly.
You weren't as clever as you thought. Some even had decisive photo evidence. Apparently, you were quite disliked by everyone except your young girlfriend.
They're just jealous.
Of what? Your ethical violations?
Huh?
I heard you heavily favored your girlfriend while being harsh to other juniors, even blaming them for her mistakes.
It's not true.
Human Resources has a different opinion.
Well, that's...
And finally, someone caught you. They have photos and videos of you two sneaking out of the office and entering a hotel. They were about to report it to the company.
You can't prove anything.
The hotel's security footage says otherwise.
No.
After the wedding, we'll have a meeting. You, the company, and me. We have lots to discuss about compensation and your future at the company. So, be prepared.
Sarah, wait!
Better hurry. Your mother's waiting to walk down the aisle with you. Sarah, what is happening? Who is this young woman with David? Oh, you haven't met her. That's your son's girlfriend. What girlfriend? You're his wife. Not for much longer. Sarah, what is going on? David showed up with another woman. Did you like her youthful appearance? She is more your preferred age range. Stop being cryptic. What's happening? He's leaving me for her. Apparently, he was having an affair with his junior at work. An affair? My David would never. Your David has been doing exactly that for 6 months. What, so you two are getting divorced? Isn't this what you wanted? A younger daughter-in-law? This isn't what I meant. Yes, we'll divorce immediately. And I think David will marry her right away. Isn't that great, Karen? Your next daughter-in-law is a cute 20-year-old girl. 20 years old? She's barely an adult. She's going to be my daughter-in-law? Too young to manipulate, perhaps? What are you implying? Oh, is she perhaps too young for your taste? Shut up! That's not the point! She's still better than a woman pushing 40. Young girls are usually more docile and obedient. I'll thoroughly train her as a proper daughter-in-law. Good luck with that. She seems quite strong-willed. What do you mean? Oh, just wait until you hear about their workplace drama. Workplace? Please, take good care of them both. They'll probably be fired from the company. Fired? What are you talking about? Oh, did David not mention that part? What? Fired? You see, his partner is a company junior. They were apparently engaging in their affair during work hours. So they'll likely face severe consequences. During work hours? The evidence is quite damning. What? The annoying, almost 40 wife will disappear soon. In exchange, please take care of them both. They'll probably lose their savings too when they have to pay compensation. Compensation? What compensation? The company takes ethic violations very seriously. Wait, they're not going to move in with us, are they? Where else would they go? They won't be able to afford rent. This isn't happening. Think of it as a chance to bond with your new daughter-in-law. Well then, please enjoy your lovely wedding. Wait a minute. This is your fault. My fault? I'm not the one who had an affair. You must have driven him into it. Just like you drove him to have this lovely mother-son ceremony. That dress was my right as his mother. And now you have a 20-year-old to share clothes with. You planned this somehow. I just paid the bills, remember? You planned everything else. You knew about this. I knew as much as you did. Nothing until yesterday. You're lying. Ask your son about the hotel footage if you don't believe me. There's footage? Oh, yes. Quite a lot of it. The company will show everything at tomorrow's meeting. Meeting? What meeting? You should ask David about that too. Enjoy your ceremony, Karen.
Hey, what's going on, Sarah? At the end of the wedding, the venue handed me today's bill. They said it needs to be paid by this weekend? Didn't you already pay for this with your money?
Actually, there's been a change in the payment arrangement.
What kind of change?
Remember all those times I tried to discuss the budget with you?
That was months ago. I thought we already agreed that you pay.
That was the plan, but I changed it at the last minute. Remember when I said the venue kept calling with concerns when Karen took over? They also asked about payment then. They even asked, will you really be paying for this kind of wedding?
What kind of question is that?
The venue wanted to be sure they'd get paid.
But you had no right to change anything.
I had every right. I'm still your wife, remember?
When did this happen? What did you tell them?
They probably didn't want payment disputes after the ceremony, so they double-checked in advance. That's when I decided to request some changes. I asked them to change it from advance payment to payment after the ceremony, and to change the payment account from mine to yours.
Can't do that.
Already did.
What? You did that without permission?
Just like you started an affair without my permission? Marriage is convenient in times like these. Being your wife meant I could make changes without you.
This is theft.
No, this is karma.
No way.
So, good luck with paying for today's wedding. Karen really went all out. The wedding dress and reception dress alone cost $100,000.
You're kidding. How expensive are these dresses?
I know, right? Your mother has expensive taste. She said she deserved only the best. She told me anything an old hag wears looks the same. Yet the venue staff said she just was very particular about choosing her own dress. Apparently, it took 3 days just for fittings. And she chose the most luxurious dress available.
She wouldn't do that.
Check the itemized bill. It's all there.
You let her spend this much?
You told me to let her handle everything.
No. I have to pay for this? Being forced to walk down the aisle with my mom in a wedding dress? My girlfriend crying in shock? All while receiving cold stares from all the guests? I have to pay for this hellish wedding?
A hellish wedding suits affair partners perfectly. And tomorrow, we'll have our hellish meeting. Let's do our best, shall we? You should learn that actions have consequences, David.
Sarah, please. Can we talk about this?
Oh, now you want to talk? After 6 months of, I'm too busy.
I'll make it up to you.
Make up what? The affair? The lies? The insults?
I'll pay you back for the wedding costs. Just call off tomorrow's meeting.
You mean your wedding costs. The venue has your name on the bill now.
But there's no way I can afford this. You know I can't afford $100,000 for wedding dresses.
Oh, should have thought of that before giving Karen carte blanche. That's just the dresses. Have you seen the full bill for Karen's dream wedding?
What do you mean? What else is there?
The crystal chandeliers, the imported flowers, the 12-piece orchestra. Your mother has expensive taste.
No. Stop joking around. How much is the total?
Remember when Karen said, if an old hag's money is paying, we might as well go all out?
Sarah, please.
Well, she certainly went all out. The final bill should be right there. Have you looked at everything the wedding venue gave to you? Because you're going to want to take a very good, hard look.
Give me a second. $350,000! This can't be real!
Oh, it's very real. Every receipt has your signature. Well, Karen's forgery of your signature, but as your mother, acting with your permission.
My permission? I never gave permission for this. I never gave her permission to spend this much.
You gave her full control, remember? Just handle everything, Mom.
This will ruin me.
Just like you tried to ruin me.
I'll contest these charges.
With what evidence? Your mother's forged signatures? That will look great in court.
You planned all of this.
No, David, you and Karen planned this. I just paid attention. This is all your fault. Hello to you too, Karen. Sarah, I know you're behind all this. Behind what, exactly? You know what. Behind what? Your son's affair, his firing, his debt? Pretty sure those were his choices. You manipulated everything. I just let you plan your dream wedding. They're moving in with me today. Both unemployed. Both in debt. How's the young daughter-in-law working out? She's useless. Can't cook, can't clean. But she's young. Isn't that what matters? She just cries all day about losing her job. How inconvenient for you. This isn't what I wanted. No, but you got exactly what you asked for. A young daughter-in-law in her 20s. She's destroying my home. At least she's not an old hag, right? A jobless freeloader. And my son. My son. Having trouble paying the wedding bill? He's depressed, won't leave his room. The company meeting must have been rough. They showed everyone the hotel footage. Yes, I heard it was quite detailed. His career is ruined. Actions have consequences, Karen. You think you've won. Oh, I've never played to win. I just stopped playing along. You've destroyed our family. Your family destroyed itself. I just paid the bills. Speaking of bills, how are you handling the wedding expenses? Those signatures weren't valid. Really? You might want to consult a lawyer about that. You tricked me! I let you plan exactly the wedding you wanted. Send me a family photo sometime. And thanks for being such a memorable mother-in-law. Don't mock me. Just expressing gratitude for all your helpful input about my age. You'll regret this. I already have the only regret I need, not seeing through David sooner. We'll fight this! With what money? You spent it all on wedding dresses. You evil woman! Goodbye, Karen. Enjoy your young daughter-in-law. The meeting went exactly as planned. Both David and his girlfriend were fired on the spot for ethical violations. The company demanded compensation for damages to their reputation, and I received a generous settlement for the affair. They couldn't argue against the evidence and quietly signed all agreements. The divorce was finalized quickly, and last I heard, they were all living with Karen. 3 unemployed people in one house, drowning in wedding debt. Sometimes karma works in beautiful ways. The venue later told me that Karen had insisted on the most expensive everything, saying, if that old woman is paying, we might as well get the best. She never once imagined she was actually spending her son's money. The best revenge was simply letting her be herself. In the end, I didn't just lose a cheating husband. I gained a valuable lesson about watching for red flags. Like mother, like son, as they say. At least I got out before wasting any more years of my life with them.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Hey Lila, are you there? I just wanted to thank you again for letting me come to stay with you guys this weekend until I give birth. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all and getting to spend some time together. Wait, what? What do you mean you're staying with us until you give birth? What do you mean, what do I mean? You did know that I was pregnant, right? I thought that my brother told you that I was going to be coming over to stay with you all until I give birth.
Hold on a second. I never remembered him mentioning anything like that to me.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure that Jacob told me that he told you all about that. Besides, I've already talked to my parents and everyone is already on board. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be staying with you all for a while.
But I really don't remember hearing anything about any of this. And you say that you're coming to stay with us from this weekend?
I don't know. Maybe you just weren't listening? I know that my brother for sure told you about this. Then again, you're always talking about how busy you are with work, so maybe you just didn't remember even after he told you?
I have been busy with work, it's true, but I feel like there's no way that I would forget hearing about something important like this.
Well, I already told you that my brother explained all of this to you already. Do you really think he just wouldn't tell you something important like this? You just forgot. It has to be that, but don't worry, I promise to stay out of your way and not cause any trouble. Anyways, I'll see you this weekend.
Hey Jacob, are you there? I was just wanting to talk to you about your sister coming to stay with us until she gives birth. Or rather, I had no idea any of this was happening until just now, and I'd like to know why.
Oh, Leila, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I completely forgot to tell you that was happening. I really wanted to say something, but you're always running around and so busy that I guess the timing just didn't work out at all. But I guess the news made its way to you anyways. Who told you? Was it my parents?
No, actually, I had to hear it from Talia herself. She took it upon herself to thank me for letting her stay with us when I didn't even know what she was talking about. But it's a good thing she did, because otherwise I would have no clue that she was going to be staying with us this weekend.
Wait a second. This weekend? Oh man, I must have totally forgotten about that.
Jacob, come on. How could you forget about something this important? Why did you even tell Talia that she could come here in the first place when you hadn't discussed this with me at all? I should have known about all of this before you just told her to come stay with us.
But I already told you that I couldn't because you were too busy running around. Besides, this house belongs to my parents and look, I'm sorry, but I don't need your permission to do anything here. So there would have been no point waiting for you to give me permission, which is why I just told Talia that she said it was fine. Is that really so bad?
Wait, what? So you just spoke for me knowing that I didn't say anything like that at all?
Layla, you need to calm down right now. Remember that you're my wife living in my family's house. I'm my parents' eldest son, and that's why I have the run of the show. Got it? So, for the last time, I didn't need your permission.
Jacob, I'm not opposed to having Talia come over to do this. I'm just saying that I wish you would have talked to me about this first. No matter the circumstances, we're still roommates, and that's just bad manners.
Bad manners? Is that really the best you can come up with?
Well, let me ask you a question. Just who is supposed to be making all the preparations for Talia coming over? I mean, do we even have a room ready for her? If you're the oldest son and in charge, have you handled that already?
Wait a second. What do you mean that we don't have a room for Talia?
Don't you remember all the renovations that we did to the house last year? We had to completely change around the first floor to suit your parents, which included taking out Talia's room.
Oh, no! I totally forgot about that.
That's what I'm trying to say. How are we supposed to host Talia when we don't even have the most basic accommodations for her? There's no other room that she could stay in. She would obviously want her own private room that we can't give to her.
How did this happen? I can't believe that this slipped my mind. And it's not like I can just tell my pregnant sister to sleep on the couch or something like that.
That's right, she's already so huge. There's no way that would be comfortable for her. You're not going to make Talia sleep on the sofa. What if she were to roll off it and fall on the floor in her sleep?
Okay, I think I know what we can do. We'll just give her your room, and you can sleep in the kitchen when she comes. You used to be in Girl Scouts, right? It'll be just like one of your old campouts.
Excuse me? Did you seriously just tell your wife that she'll have to sleep on the kitchen floor? And just why should I have to do that? You invited your sister over like this. You should be the one sleeping on the floor.
You kidding me? I'm my family's eldest son. There's no way that I'm going to lower myself to do something like that. Besides, I have my own room, so why wouldn't I sleep there? The only option we have after that is for you to let Talia sleep in your room.
I don't know what to say.
Well then, sounds to me like the problem is solved. But let's just make sure we keep this a secret from my parents. And Talia, you just know they'd throw a big fit if they found out I was making my wife sleep on the kitchen floor. We can't even let them think that might be going on.
Just how are we supposed to do something like that, huh?
Well, for starters, you can never ever let them catch you sleeping there. So that means you'll have to wait until after everyone's gone to bed to go to sleep, and then wake up long before anyone gets up to move all your stuff.
Jacob, you can't be serious about that, right?
You're my wife. You're gonna do as I say. She only has a couple months of this pregnancy. It's not that big of a deal. What's the matter with you, you lazy woman? Do you really not care at all if something happens to my sister's baby?
What are you talking about? I have no idea where any of this is coming from.
I told you that my sister is coming back home because she needed support and to be waiting on for her pregnancy. But I just went to the doctor and got scolded, and it's all your fault.
Wait, you're the one who got scolded? I'm sorry, but I'm not sure that I understand what's going on. Why are you getting so mad at me about this?
Well, I took my sister to the doctor for a checkup today. Obviously, I just want to make sure that things are going smoothly and that there's nothing to worry about. Then I got called into the doctor's office and he told me that I was causing Talia a lot of stress.
Did the doctor really tell you that?
He did. He told me that the stress isn't having any serious effects on Talia yet, but that it's clear she's far more stressed than usual. The doctor is worried that at this rate it might actually have some effect on the pregnancy. He said it might even cause a premature birth. He told me that we all need to be making sure that Talia is getting the best care she can at home.
Oh my goodness, well, that really is quite scary, isn't it? But I still don't understand why you're upset at me over this. That doctor didn't say anything about me causing stress, did he?
He didn't, but I know that it's all your fault. Think about it, Talia is back in her familiar home with all her family around her. How could that situation possibly be stressing her out? The only new thing around is you, which means that you have got to be the reason that Talia's so stressed. Can you believe the doctor actually tried to blame me for that?
Is that really why you think this is my fault, Jacob?
It's because you're sleeping on the kitchen floor. Talia must have found out and now she feels bad, which is making her stressed. You need to quit messing with my sister's head.
Well, it's not like I wanted to sleep on the floor, and it's not like it's Talia's fault that I am. The only reason I'm sleeping on the floor is because of you.
Shut up. I do not want to hear any lame excuses from you. The only thing I want to hear from you is to admit what you've done.
But I didn't even do anything wrong. What do I even have to admit?
If you're wondering why I'm always getting so mad at you, it's because you act like this all the time. In fact, I realise that I've been letting you get away with this for too long. I have no other choice but to ask you to leave the house.
You want me to move out of the house?
I'm afraid that there's no other way to make sure that my sister's pregnancy goes smoothly. No, you do as I say. This is a direct order from the head of the house.
And just what am I supposed to do for a house until Talia gives birth? Besides, with how little your parents can move, I'm the one who does all of the work around the house. If you throw me out of the house, are you really going to take all of that over?
Of course I'm not going to do the housework. You crazy. You're going to sneak back in the middle of the night and do it all while everyone's asleep.
Is that supposed to be some kind of sick joke?
Just make sure that you stay quiet the whole time. We don't want anyone waking up and seeing you. Because I'll never ever forgive you if anything happens to my sister's precious baby. Got it?
The one stressing me out is you, Jacob.
What are you talking about now?
I mean that all of the stress is all your fault. You have been making Lila do so much for me, and now you're going to try and throw her out? I mean, do you think it's okay to treat her the way you've been doing? The source of all the stress I've been having is you.
Wait a second. Is this Talia? Why are you texting me from Lila's phone?
Well, you do remember that I asked you to drop me off at a cafe to talk with a friend, right? Well, that friend was Lila, and we've been talking all about the things that she didn't feel comfortable saying in the house. That, and she was really wanting to spend some time with me.
Hold on a second. You and Leela are friends?
That's right, we are, and she's been telling me all about the ridiculous request that you've been making of her. Just hearing that made my blood pressure go up. And I know that the doctor told me that I shouldn't be eating too many sweets, but I was just so upset that I had a whole cream puff in the cafe.
But I don't get it. What did I even do that was wrong? I was just trying to think of the health of your baby, Talia. I didn't want you to get any more stressed out.
I am telling you that the source of all of my stress has been you, Jacob. She told me all about how you were making her clean the house and sleep in the sleeping bag on the kitchen floor.
We didn't have a spare room for you, sis. What other choice did we have?
There were plenty of other choices. For instance, why weren't you sleeping on the floor? Why did you have to make your wife be the one to do that?
What do you mean? You know that Leela is the lowest ranking member in this household. That's why she had to be the one on the floor.
The lowest ranking member? What on earth are you even talking about? In fact, do you even remember who paid for the renovations to the house? If Lila wasn't around, that would have never happened. You've got some nerve calling her that.
What are you talking about?
I mean that Lila told me all about, even though you told me that you were paying for the construction, that it was actually Lila who dished out the money.
No, wait, there's been some kind of mistake here.
Not only that, but you know how busy she is with work, and yet you still make her take care of the house in the evening. And to top it all off, you were making her sleep on the floor.
But she's always busy with work. I told her that I wanted her to go out, find a job with more regular hours. But then she just tells me that we can't afford her switching jobs and that she can't.
And she shouldn't have to switch jobs just because you ask her to. Lila has been giving so much for this family, and you've been taking all the credit while dumping all the work on her.
But I didn't mean for it to happen like that.
Maybe you should go and find a better job. What do you think about that? After all, you haven't gotten a promotion or a raise in years, and Lila tells me you only make half of what she does. You've got some nerve treating your wife the way you do, and you don't even nearly earn as much as her.
That isn't fair. That isn't my fault.
You know that she's thinking about divorcing you, right? And I think that she's more than justified in doing so.
What are you talking about? There's no way that Lila would ever leave me. She knows better than to disobey what her husband tells her to do.
I actually am thinking about divorcing you, and I'm already talking to lawyers about it. I took back my phone from Talia before she broke in rage. But anyways, to get back to the point, I'm planning on divorcing you, and I am not your subservient wife.
Lila, you can't be serious about this, right? I mean, we've been together for so long now. This is just a little spat. You're not really going to lead me over this, are you?
I have no problem living with your parents or taking care of the house when the work is reasonable, but the largest problem I have is you. You are a horrible man who always takes advantage of me.
How can you say that?
In fact, I was thinking about leaving you before I even know that Talia was coming to stay with us. But I knew I would have to put it off for a while until we made sure that Talia and her child is safe. But now I have no problem telling you that I want you out of my life.
You can't be serious about this.
Not only that, but it's clear that just your presence is having a negative effect on your sister's pregnancy, and I think you should leave the house for a while. Start packing your bags because we don't want to see you when we get back home.
You're really going to try and kick me out of my own home?
It's all for the sake of your sister's baby, remember? Surely you're not going to argue with that.
Lila, what's going on here? I heard that Talia had given birth, so I came back home, but you're not here. Where'd you go?
I told you that we're getting divorced, Jacob. I packed all of my things and moved out before you came back.
Why would you do that?
I've already told you why, and I don't intend on repeating myself. And by the way, your parents told me that they were going to give me everything that intended to leave you in their will as a way of apologizing for your actions and to pay me back for paying for the reforms to the house.
What? No. This can't be happening.
It is, and your parents have my signed divorce papers, so if you could just sign on your part and send them off for me, that would be great.
This can't be happening. I was counting on that money. I really need it. You can't just take it from me.
After that, Jacob's parents wrote me a huge check to repay for the home renovations and told me how thankful they were for all that I'd done for them. Then they told Jacob that he wasn't welcome at their home anymore and they kicked him out. I hear that he tried looking for a new job but couldn't find one. One day, he came crawling back to me begging for me to save him, even offering to sleep on the kitchen floor. Needless to say, I turned him down. On the other hand, Talia and I still spend time together and I still visit Jacob's parents. We meet up regularly, catch up, and talk about our lives with each other. And I've even gotten to see Talia's child a couple of times and she's just adorable. I do make it a condition when I meet with them, however, that I don't want to hear a single word about how Jacob is doing and they respect it fully.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.